So I'm going to record this. So lab 10, we all need to be logged into the vCenter server. Looks like almost everybody is logged into the vCenter server, except for Paul. He's getting there. Sean's walking in the hallway. I don't know that he's logged into the vCenter server. Nope, he's not logged in. So we're logged into the vCenter server and we're going to upgrade our ESXi host because I know that they will have patches and stuff. And to do the upgrade, we first go to the Lifecycle Manager under the menu at the top of the screen. Cool. So Lifecycle Managers, I forgot they had the images right there. You'll have to have a login though, if you try to download these. So here's the image depot. You could actually click on one of these and tell it to, we can read about it. I don't think we can actually download it. No, you're not going to actually be able to download these images. You just have the ability to view them at this point in time and download if you need to. Notice the vendor editions here. Click a vendor editions. Click off, jumped off of that one. There's 4 pages of vendor editions here. So as we click through customization for HP, different type of HP servers and stuff. Different type of engines for the images for Dell servers. So you can look at what's out there. And then if you want one of them, you can go to the VMware website, log in with your credentials that has permission to download those images and go ahead and download them. Paul has a question.
It's still steady.
That's because you're going to try Chrome. Do you not have Chrome on your system? I thought we had Chrome. There's Google Chrome. And you should be just to check the box and it should log in. There you go. Updates. Another thing, we can look at all of the updates that are available from Notice. In the curriculum, it said 6.5 and higher. So I see the CSX versions, all of these here for 6.5. As we scroll down, well, there's 3 pages. So as I keep clicking across, there's updates for 6.7. And as I click across to the 3rd page, we have critical updates and stuff for 7.0. It looks like most of them are roll-ups, which means that they try to bundle collections of updates for particular versions together into one downloadable bundle instead of keeping them separate. Reboots, looks like it's required for all of them. Oh, it says show only roll-up updates. We can turn that off and show all updates, which brings us to 36 pages, and there's 707 total updates onto the system. But roll-ups mean that they're a combination of patches. There's 55 roll-ups. Cumulative updates, basically what you'd think those as. Again, you can just click and view. You can add or move them to baselines if you want to. What we really want to do, go to baselines. There are some predefined baselines. One of them is security patches only. The other one covers critical host patches. And then the last one is non-critical. So you can use the defaults if you want. But I don't want to use the defaults. So I want to go ahead and create a new baseline so everybody can look at how you can customize. You're probably good with just checking against the 3 pre-built-in ones. But let's go ahead and build one that includes everything. So just go new baseline. For the name, go ahead and put your last name. And go and put all patches. So this baseline can be an upgrade, meaning we're looking at upgrading to a new version of ESX, or we can create the baseline for patches, or we can create baseline for any type of extensions that need to be added, like third parties extensions added into it. There's not a new version of the ESX out yet for us to upgrade. So we just need to patch our system and create a patch baseline. But if VMware released ESX 7.5, then we could create an upgrade baseline. We'd of course have to upgrade the vCenter server before we did that. Okay, we go next. We can make this a static baseline, or we can make it a dynamic baseline. The checkbox at the top is going to automatically update the baseline as patches come out. The patch vendor. There's a lot more than were in the past. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on any. But I could manually select like VMware and use my control key and pick HP Enterprise and HPE. I don't know why they have an HP Enterprise and an HP Enterprise, but they do. I might have Broadcom cards in the system, so I could use the control key and select what I wanted, or I can go and select any. As far as the versions go, on the products, we can leave it at any, or we can go down and we can look at all of the 7X star. And any of the ESX 7.0. So we'll go ahead and pick that because that's what we're running. We're running 7.0. Severity. you can modify that. Critical, important, moderate, or low. We'll use all of them. And the category, you can pick between security, bug fix, enhancement, and other. Again, I want to go ahead and just leave them all selected. But this baseline is only going to pull patches for ESX7. So let's go ahead and go next.
Only 7 minutes.
The what?
I clicked on the drive for 7.0 and 7.7.x or star.
Yep.
And only have 7 matches. So, I don't know if that's important, but
Maybe. Let me look at your screen real quick. I said I'm looking at your screen here. So you have 7 matched. You've got everything else at any. Did I leave any? I'll use the control key and left any selected on mine. Make sure any's unselected. The what? Back was just the name and patch. And a patch. Make sure you do patch, not upgrade. Yeah, there's a big difference between upgrade and patch. Because upgrade is going to look for you to pick an ISO that's already been uploaded into the vCenter server system. We'll probably look at that on, I don't know if we'll have time today. We'll probably look at that on Tuesday. Okay, so as I go next, we've got down to 7 matched. We can optionally select additional patches that are available. And there's 35 pages of additional patches that we could go through and click if we had a particular hardware component in addition added into the server. It wouldn't be something default in there. It even shows us older versions of 6.5. So anything that didn't match in our original would be in this 35 pages of patches we could select from. We're going to just ignore those and hit next. And we're going to go ahead and finish. Everybody can do. So this is just creating the list. This isn't applying to patches or anything. This is just creating a baseline. And remember, baselines are what you use to compare an existing system with. So we want to compare our existing system with this baseline, and it should be out of compliance because we've not installed any patches into our ESXi host. So this baseline should include security patches that have not been applied to the ESXi system, and we should have a non-compliant cluster. But that was the first step. Create your baseline or use one of the predefined ones, which probably would be fine. But we went ahead and created baselines for ourselves just to see the process. Let's go ahead and so once the baseline's selected, let's go to host and clusters. Click on the cluster itself. You could also click on individual host if your data center is not in a cluster, but hopefully you're using a cluster. They're really cool. Once the cluster is highlighted, you can click on update. As we go down here to the bottom, we can attach a baseline by clicking attach baseline or group. So I did have to scroll down. And it shows all of the baselines that have been created on the system. You go ahead and just click yours and click attach.
Wouldn't that interfere with everybody else in their group that does this?
Yes. We're good though. We can click on some of these others and I just wanted everybody to attach a baseline. So now there are multiple ones attached to the system. Go ahead and click the two. Nah, let's just leave everything attached. It'll be good. So we attached several baselines. So it's going to check every one of them and combine them together. It shouldn't blow anything up.
And if it does, it's in that one over there.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones in 104 might get smoke inhalation and die, but we're good in here. Okay, so once the baseline's been attached, if you scroll up to the top, it probably says it's never been checked. There are 2 unknown compliant hosts. Some of you may have 3 because there's groups with 3 hosts in it. Does everybody see that? Now guess what we need to do? Click check compliance. Yes. We'll have a whole bunch of people checking compliance, so it may take a little while. And it's probably a good time to take a break while it checks the compliance and tries to figure out why there's so many help desk people checking compliance at the exact same time. So yeah, it's probably a great time to take a break and watch to see if it blows up or not. Probably should have recorded the last part so that those that missed what had happened is we went ahead and clicked on stage for those systems that were non-compliant. It's automatically migrated virtual machines off to ESX1, installing it on ESX2, and it's in the middle of rebooting. Once it reconnects and verifies the patches, it'll take it out of maintenance mode, and there it just reconnected. Once it removes out of put the other machine into maintenance mode. And now it's starting to migrate virtual machines. It should start to migrate virtual machines.
You're talking about for us?
No, this is for group 1.
Or should be good to go now.
When it finishes those configure element, wonder what's it's taking a while. It's just taking a while. It's moving slow. I guess I'm not seeing the moves until after they're done, and then it's popping them in saying that they've been migrated.
They retrieve the EFC remediation. Wait, that was you.
What?
I just told you that those two things completed, and I looked up and you're on our server.
Yeah, I seen them.
I was like, oh.
I think that's good. That's because I clicked pre-check. I'm just concerned why those are taking so long.
I just got an operation failed. That's the name. Target testing 680. Yeah, they both share it out.
That's interesting. Let me look at those three.
Didn't change the back.
And then 04. Hi, Full. Did you do something other than just changing the CD to a client device?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
When you went to disconnect the CD, did you do something other than just change this drop down to client device?
No, I didn't. No, I changed it to client device.
Hmm. Could just hard stop it. That's what it is. The guest operating system's not. Okay, that worked. Now y'all can check the, go ahead and run the remediation again. because you'll have no issues anymore. So it should work. Yes, that's normal. It's all automated. Yes. So Jared, did y'all have to redo yours or did it just?
Did a recheck remediation again.
So you said you went to recheck and then it started jumping. So notice we have one ESXi host in version 7.01 and one still on 7.00. And Jared had a task was canceled by a user.
The
Oh,
recheck-
okay. And it's in the process now. Migrating virtual machines and going to patch ESX1. Cool. So whatever scan somebody did, said on your group, I don't know who's going to click the remediate. Looks like James Hoffel's got his ready to click remediate.
Yeah, yeah, I was wanting to.
I think I already did click. I thought I already did click remediate.
Okay.
I clicked remediate again just to.
It does, especially from where I am, that first image on the research was like slides and highlight. That's some different. So,
Group one's doing pretty decent. Almost automatic.
I think it's similar.
exit again.
Hmm. I think Heifel clicked on a lot more. Let me stage on y'all's. It's going to stage 26 updates. Stage. Maybe that's what y'all missed, is clicking stage. Stage has to be done first. So if it never did, or if y'all didn't click stage, then it would fail. But notice it did tell us exactly what to do. It said, go check on the events log and see what the issue was, and went to event log, and it says something about downloading the patches failed. So I thought, well, maybe the stage portion didn't work. So still finishing up the stage portion. So Andrew, why don't you have the top 3 checked, and when it gets done with this progress bar on stage, then you click the remediate. So okay, so let Andrew click remediate, but click your baseline and the other 2 predefined ones. Yep.
Oh.
Group 3, how are y'all doing on troubleshooting? Is yours working? Yep,
So I guess it'll work this time.
it should. Yeah, just click the remediate button over there. And your task will start patching for security vulnerabilities.
Yes.
Did y'all stage correctly first? What I had to do with group 5 there, I just had to go down and stage again. I had to check the predefined baselines and tell it to stage.
No. Did you click the stage patches?
Cool, to your ESX5 in maintenance mode. and installing the patches. It'll soon reboot it and it'll disconnect until it can boot back up. Then it should do the same thing for 6. Although group 1, they had to, it wasn't doing anything. They had to rerun the remediation check and then it kicked off. So we'll watch yours and see what happens when it restarts. Let me look, what all baselines do you have attached? You got the host security baseline, the critical baselines. What else do you have attached on yours, Paul? Uncheck the non-critical. Nobody had the non-critical unchecked. There you go. Now do the remediation or the stage. Yeah, go ahead and click it anyway. I guess they're all staged. Now you should be able to remediate. Go and click remediate. Else is acting weird.
That's what mine did, and then I hit it again and it worked.
Yeah, hit remediate one more time. No.
I mean, it worked when I opened up the.
Is this normal that I have a red exclamation mark or not responding? It's not yet, so it's 5.
Yeah, because it's rebooting. Your 04 York maybe need to be cancel your CPU busy on it. Interesting. Might just power off that machine then. So new to non-compliance, remediation check. No issues found. Rerun checks. Oh, you're 7.01. You're already patched. Y'all's already went through. Y'all's already went through maintenance mode and patched. What's not working is the non-critical. There's something in here. There's a driver that's not pulling and downloading. Let me detach that one. There you go. Y'all weren't supposed to attach that one. Still interesting that it wasn't able to download. Predefined non-critical. non-compliant.
Okay, so it's like ESX5 is now no longer.
It's just normal.
It's wanted to even stage like old versions from 6.7. I don't know what that's about. Not the only one that was 6.7. Yeah, it's trying to stage more drivers in your system actually has hardware for. On that one. I'll go ahead and click it again, but it seems like it's trying to stage something that's for an older version that's not downloadable anymore. Unless you're experiencing some type of hardware issue. Probably not great to try to install driver updates. I did that one time, trying to just keep on making things better and better. And the latest driver made the network card stop working. It took me quite a while to get the thing back down to an older version. It was an NT4 system, so it was a long time ago. But I soon learned to, if it works and there's not a security issue, don't fix it. Don't fix something that's working. Because you know, you can break it really easily.
All right, I don't have a VCLS imply.
So that Viv issue should be over under events. So if I jump over to events and we try to figure out what's going on. Staging did not succeed. Yeah, it's trying to install all of those patches. And you don't have all of that hardware. And it's not telling me exactly which ones. There's something wrong with that baseline. Yeah, the predefined one doesn't work. When that's the one that I said not to attach anyway. In the first place, I'm going to go ahead and detach that one again. You'd have to build out your own one for drivers and know what cards were in your system. So one of the ways to look at the cards in your system, actually go under the configuration and look at your storage adapters. There's SATA controllers, your SAS controllers, a P420i. So you might have to sit and record all the drivers and stuff. And then for down here for the networking physical adapters on those, We can see the physical adapters of Broadcoms. So several of the Broadcoms were there, but it was also trying to download Intel drivers and Mellanox drivers and stuff like that that are not on our system. So that's where you can go edit the baseline and uncheck. Vendors and stuff. Okay, we're getting close to break time, but I think I want to. I'm still recording. Yep, still recording. So what I want to do, I want to play with this group because since they did try to attach that other baseline, and I want to go back to the Lifecycle Manager and build out a custom baseline that hopefully is going to work. So if I go out here to baselines, so I have the non-critical host baselines. Can I edit that? Nope. I can duplicate it. Duplicate it to not all of it. It's there. Stop. So as I duplicated that, I should be able to edit. So I can edit. It's grayed out. So we have any, but instead of any vendor, let's go ahead and do VMware. And as I go down through here, VMware Inc. It's not Dell. Is that Broadcom? I don't know if that's Broadcom. Marvel, QLogic, Cisco, Mellanox, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Broadcom, Hewlett Packard Enterprise. So I can narrow down to VMware patches, and I can narrow down to HP Enterprise and Broadcom. I'm going to go click any on the severity. Anything with 7. I don't need 7.0. 7-star. I'll click anything that has 7 on it. That works. So that narrows stuff down quite a bit. I just want to see if this. Yeah. So that should have narrowed things way down. There's still some Mellanox thrown in there. I didn't select the Mellanox ones. This is just testing. Okay, so I'll attach that baseline. Rerun the check on the compliance. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and stage. So there's not 113, there's 79 this time. And let's look. It may still. Let's see what it does. Some of this issue is because it is an HP server and it is a little bit of an older generation, and 7.0 I don't think has been messed with on HP anymore. They're only wanting to deal with like 10th gen servers and later. It's like your server's 5 years old, we're done with it. You need to buy new stuff. Give us thousands of dollars for new servers.
Directly from HP. And
Yeah, so once it becomes no longer supported by the vendor, you can still normally get it to work, but you start to have to play with the driver issues. So it's still through a fit. Oops, Lifecycle Manager is where I wanted to check. Seven point oh one. That one goes to 9 matched. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's optional. Never mind. I have to finish it out and see what's included in it. VMware Tools is in there. VMware Tools, bug fix, enhancement. That looks better. Four updates to stage. I just had to knock out the stuff that the drivers that weren't in the system. So yeah, that's the problem with having a vendor supplied server instead of just a vanilla custom built server. Look, it staged correctly that time. I'm not going to remediate it though, but I was just checking out what we could do. And that's recorded, so you can kind of see issues you can run into.